my channel, and thank you so much for tuning in. Today I decided to create a look using all affordable products. Everything that I'll be using for this look today you can find in the drugstore or at ULTA. They're at a really nice price point. They're very budget friendly. I also have a little bit of new items that I'm trying for the first time in this video that are new to me at least. And I also have some products that I've used before in previous tutorials. Before we get into the tutorial, if you have not subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and make sure to hit that bell twice just so you can be notified every time I make an upload. And don't forget to like, comment, and share this video as well. Let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and lay my base for my eyeshadow, and I'm going to be using the LA Girl Pro Concealer. This is in the shade Fawn. And I'm just going to take that all the way, take that on my lid all the way up into the brow bone. Got a little carried away on that side, so I'm going to place some on the other eye. And then just to lighten up the brow, I'm going to take another concealer, and I'm going to be using the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Concealer. This is in the shade Light Medium. And I'm just going to take and kind of dot that along the brow bone just to already have my highlight on my brow bone. I'm just going to dab a little more on there. So now I'm just going to quickly set my lid, and I'm going to be using the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. This is in the shade Light Medium, number 20. I'm just going to take and dust a light coat over my lid. So next I'm going to fill in my brows, and I'm going to be filling in my brows with the NYX Eyebrow Powder Pencil. This is in the shade Ash Brown. So for this look, I'm only going to use one eyeshadow palette, which is the Maybelline's City Mini Urban Jungle palette. You can use one of these shades for a transition color, but I do want to add a little bit of a skin tone color. But I'm going to be using a face powder, and that you'll be seeing later on in the tutorial for my crease shade. This is the Black Radiance pressed powder in the shade Cafe. This is what I'm going to be using for my bronzer, but I'm also going to be using this as my crease shade as well. So now I'm going to go into the Maybelline City Mini palette, and I'm going to take this bottom shade here and place that along in my crease as well. So now I'm going to go back into that City Mini palette, and I'm going to take this shade here, this like greenish goldish shade. It's a really pretty shade, and I'm going to be placing that all over my lid. Honestly, I really should have went in with this greenish gold shade first all over the lid and then placed in that crease color. But you know what? It's okay. I can just go back in with this shade here and then place that all over the crease. What I'm going to be doing is using a flat concealer brush, and I'm going to be wetting it or getting it damp with the ULTA Beauty Makeup Setting Spray. This is the matte setting spray. I'm just going to get that damp a little bit. And then I'm just going to take and pack that color all over the lid. And I'm actually going to bring that shade a little into the crease. I'm just going to go back into that greenish gold shade, and I'm going to take the fluffy brush that I used for the brown crease shade, and I'm just going to kind of blend a little bit of this into the crease just to kind of diffuse it. And now I'm going to go back into that green shade that I placed in the crease, and I'm just going to kind of overlap. I want the look, what I'm going for is giving it a smokiness in the crease, but nothing that's too dark and too smoky. So I do want to keep the smoky to the minimum. What I'm doing is I'm going back and forth between this shade and this shade. So now I'm going to go into this really light shade. It looks white, but it actually has a kind of iridescent, like duochrome look to it. It is going to be a little bit more on the silvery finish side. It is going to have those green specks in there, so it is going to still be cohesive with the look. And I just want to brighten up the inner corner with that shade. So now I'm going to move on to mascara, and I'm going to be using the Covergirl Peacock Flare Lash Mascara. And I'm just going to take and coat my lashes before I place on my false lashes. Okay, you guys, so I have my lashes on. I can't remember the number of these lashes, but I do believe that they are the Kiss lashes. I just can't remember, but I will leave it in the description below. And I'm just going to take the Maybelline Studio Gel Liner. This is in the Blackest of Black, and just kind of go over the lash band just to make sure that the lash band is not visible. So now I'm going to move on to the face, and I'm going to go in with my L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Base, and I am just going to place this all over my face to prime my skin. Next, I'm going to be applying my foundation, and I'm going to be using the Maybelline Superstay full coverage foundations. I'm using a mix between the 320 and the 355. I know that there are some shades in between these two, but I haven't tried finding my shade match, so I'm just going to rock with this and just mix a little bit of this darker shade into this lighter shade. So now I'm going to conceal and highlight, and I'm going to use the same concealers that I used to lay my eyeshadow base, which is the LA Girls Pro Concealer Foundation in Fawn, and then the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin in its color Light Medium. Now I'm going to be setting my concealer with the Maybelline Fit Me powder. This is in the shade 20, the light medium, which I also use to set the base for my eyeshadow as well. So, and then to set my face, I'm going to be using the Black Radiance pressed powder. This is in the shade Golden Cashews. And I'm just going to take and lightly dust this over my face just to set the foundation. Next, I'm going to be using another Black Radiance pressed powder. This is in the shade Cafe. This is the shade that I used for my crease color. And I'm just going to take and use this to bronze. Just bronzing down my neck as well. Next, I'm going to be going into my NYX Sweet Cheeks palette. This palette comes with a multitude of different blush shades. And I think I want to take this orange shade here. It's not really picking up well. It's more of a coral shade. And I'm just going to pop a little bit on my cheeks just to give a nice flush. I'm going to kind of avoid this area up in here, which is where my skin is breaking out when I go to place in my highlighter. And I'm going to be using the Maybelline Master Bronze Bronze and Highlight Kit. And I'm going to be taking this shade here. This is the darker highlighter, and I'm just going to be doing a subtle glow all over the face. And I'm going to kind of bring it a little closer to the eye than usual, just to still give a glow to my skin, but trying to avoid those breakouts that I have going on my face, because all it will do is just magnify that, and you really don't want to magnify those breakouts. I'm just going to take a smaller brush, and I'm going to go into that highlighting shade, and I'm just going to place a little on the underneath the brow. So now I'm going to go back into that City Mini palette, and I'm going to take this shade here, and I am going to take that across the lower lash line. Now I'm going to go in and take this shade here, and I am going to place that on the outer corner, and just making sure to connect the lid with the bottom lash line. And I'm going to keep that closer to the lash line. Then I'm just going to brighten up that inner corner with that lighter shade in the palette, this one right here, and just really bring it from the upper lid to the lower lash. Now I'm going to move back to the face, and I'm going to go in with a more intense highlighter, and I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighter. This is in the shade Precious Petals. Such a nice, pretty kind of rose gold shade, and I'm going to place that on my cheeks. Like I said, I'm going to try to avoid any of my breakouts, because I don't want to magnify them and make them even more noticeable or visible. So I'm just really going to make sure that I am placing that highlighter a little bit closer and higher up than what I normally do. And I'm not going to bring it further in as well. I'm just going to keep it right here in this section. Now I'm just going to lightly take a Q-tip and wipe off any powder that may have gotten on my brows. I really dislike when the brows look heavily coated or when they look a little ashy, so I'm just going over my brows since I did my brows first. Now I'm going to move on to the lips, and I'm going to be using another Maybelline product. This is the Superstay Matte Ink Liquid Lipstick, and this is in the shade Driver. It's a really pretty, nice kind of, it's a nude shade. It has a little pink in it, so I'll be using that shade here. Now I'm going to line my lips, and I'm going to be using the Jordana Lip Retractable Pencil. This is in the shade Coco Loco. It literally smells like cucumbers. It smells so good. Okay, you guys, that is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial, and thank you so much for tuning in, and see you guys in my next video. Bye.